Hello, and welcome back to the Make It Make Sense campaign in 2026 with Elisha Gresham for Polk County, Florida's Board of Commissioners. As a non-affiliated candidate, I would like for us to talk money, privacy, voting, and why you should vote for Elisha Gresham as Polk County, Florida's Board of Commissioners this November 3rd, 2026. You can put your camera or your videos on pause for the disclaimer or read it, and you can do that throughout the entire video. Always feel free to pause your video because there will be websites and links that you can link to or write down, and they will be in this video, so please feel free to pause the video at any time. And thank you again for your adherence to our copyright disclaimer and your patience. I want to begin with our former president, John F. Kennedy, with a quote he did and made actually during his time, which was, "If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich." But to appreciate that quote, you have to know exactly what he means. Actually, the people who are rich, which is probably that 1% he's talking about, they get rich off the middle class and people below the middle class because we can't afford to pay everything outright. We pay rates, interest rates, and things of that nature. So if you want to continue being rich, you have to make it easier and bring back the middle class, because your middle class and your lower middle class, they are the ones who keeps the world going around. They are the ones that keep money in your pockets. So we would like to have life made easier for us. And that's what that quote means. But it also, you have to look at, what is a free society? A free society is freedom. And then now we have to go into what is freedom. Freedom is the right to privacy. And as you see here, and like I said, just because this is happening in another city or county in Florida doesn't mean it won't happen in your county or your city. Because remember, a lot of things are tested out in one place to see how it's going to work out. And then if it goes well, they'll try it someplace else. But in Cape Coral, this is what they're facing. Allegedly, this presumed project where they're going to put AI cameras on the trash trucks, so that when the trash trucks are picking up your trash, they can scan your property for code violation. Just another way of, trying to keep the property tax going or increase your property taxes. This is to combat what's to come in November, because they know that the elimination of property tax vote, that 60% is likely to happen. So now unfortunately, you have some of your counties and city and current leaders trying to stop that from happening or trying to sidestep it with something else. It's unfortunate, but please feel free to pause your cameras or pause your video and your phone, however you're looking at this video, and there's the link there for YouTube, and you can read more. And you should always do your own research. Another thing of freedom is being able to afford your monthly mortgage and rent payments. Freedom is also having no property taxes on your primary home. Freedom is knowing you own your home and not have to keep paying your government rent forever just to continue owning your home after it's paid off. Freedom is having enough money to buy the groceries needed to feed your family and or yourself. Freedom is being able to comfortably afford your monthly utilities. Freedom is having the right to choose and having access to affordable insurance for home, health, mortgage, auto, life, and etc. Freedom is having your city or county include you in on community building and enhancement projects, and respecting your vote as to whether you want those things in your community or not, and not mess around with the voting. Freedom is having control over your government instead of your government controlling you. And that was also something said by another former president of ours, Ronald Reagan. And he said, either you will control your government or your government will control you. And he don't know how true those words are coming to fruition now. Freedom is having more time and money to help others. Freedom is having the choice and affordability to dedicate or volunteer more of yourself to your community. Freedom is having more money and time to properly invest into our children and their futures. Freedom is having the time, strength, compassion, understanding, and genuine care to do our best in trying to help our teens choose the best educational and prosperous paths in life for themselves. Freedom is having the power of knowledge, of knowing what's going on within your community, staying connected to help build that community, and seeing that community as just one. Freedom is having the right to register to vote. So if you're of age and you're 18 and you're able to legally register, get out there and get registered to vote. It is important that you all understand the importance of registering and then actually voting. Because freedom is having the power to vote. So instead of just complaining, if you're able to do something about it, get out there and vote. That's what part of freedom is. Freedom comes in many different fashions, and voting, having the power to vote, is one of them. Freedom is having the right to choose a county commissioner that will listen and actually represent everyone and stand for what we all want best for our communities. Freedom is knowing who you're voting for. Freedom is also voting for me. A vote for me is a vote for you. And remember, because I'm a write-in candidate, you have to write my name in on the ballot and vote for our freedoms. Freedom is this YouTube video. And with that, the information and messaging in this video are not rumors or impossible goals. They are facts that makes it make sense. On November 3rd, 2026, vote for Elisha Gresham for Polk County Board of Commissioners. And because I'm a write-in candidate, remember, you won't see me on the ballot or my name. You have to write it in. That's the only way I'm going to be on that ballot. If you want me on that ballot and you want those freedoms that we just showed here in this video, you have to write my name in on the ballot just as you see it here. Elisha Gresham. E-L-I-S-H-A is the first name. Last name is G-R-E-S-H-A-M, like in Mary. I'm Elisha Gresham, and I approve this message and video. I appreciate you all and thank you all so very, very much, and wish that you all have a fantastic day, no matter what time of the day it is. Whenever you watch this, have a fantastic day. And thank you again for tuning in to Elisha Gresham's campaign, Make It Make Sense, on November 3rd, 2026. Write me in on a ballot, Polk County. And thank you again.